this past week, man, the Clipse have released their first album as a group in what, 15 years? I think
Yeah,
it's
15,
15.
16.
Yeah, it might
Yeah.
be going on 16 years, man.
Mm.
Called Let God Sort Them Out. This is post Malice's hiatus from the group. He released a couple of solo projects throughout that time where he was absent from the group, the Clips, that were more faith based.
Mhm.
But this is his first return to the group, the Clips, man, and this has been one of the most anticipated albums I would say in hip hop in a while, probably since Kendrick Lamar's release, I would
Yeah.
say. And they did a great job of marketing. And to start off with the marketing, man, I've never seen, and I can freely say this. I don't think I've ever seen a better album roll out in hip hop. At least not in my
Not
lifetime.
in a while. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of one, bro, where it was like they were on every platform known to man on the release date. I mean, they were on Tiny Desk, Breakfast
Yeah.
Club, but Joe Budden podcast. They were literally in every hip hop space that you would have wanted to see them in. They appeared. It was crazy.
Even on Apple, like, and what the thing
Apple.
was too, they were breaking like certain segments or pieces of the interview out on specific days of song releases and everything else. And a lot of the full interviews didn't release until the day of the album's release. So that's just a credit to their marketing team and them
It's
themselves, bro, to like kind of map that out was crazy.
Yeah, it was insane to see. And I have to give them random credit for something else. How they had on different outfits on every one of these things. I was like, bro,
I was about to say that.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie to you, bro. I noticed it. I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, bro, how many fits did y'all travel with when y'all went to New York to do this press run? Because everything they have different. Okay, I'm like, this had to be within a 1 day or 2 day span of all of these interviews.
They was
So you
getting
noticed. So
fits
I wasn't the
off.
only one who noticed this. I was like, maybe I'm paying too much attention to detail here. But
No, no, but I feel like with a Clips project, a Clips rollout, you have to pay attention to the details. Like there's luxury rap and then there's luxury. Like when it comes to their branding and marketing, Claus designed the album cover, like, and they had fits all, bro. They using whatever, plugs they got at Louis Vuitton, with Pharrell being the director, the creative director, they using all that cachet to their advantage because they had on
absolutely.
LV, they had on this, that. So they was getting fits off and bars off for
And they
this one.
probably, and I would imagine that they're getting that they're. I don't know this, but I'm assuming that they're brand ambassadors for LV at this point, and that they're getting paid to wear it. I would assume so. Just
And if not, they need to be.
if not, then something
They
needs
need to
to
be.
be changed ASAP. But I would imagine that that was the case, especially with Pharrell as the creative director there. But man, we got to get into this album, man.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
start off with it only makes sense. The intro song, man. Birds Don't Sing. What were your thoughts, man, as this album started and you heard the first track on this featuring John Legend? What did you think?
Listen, so we talked about this just based off the track list. We already knew it was going to sound. I think we had an idea of how it would sound. Now, actually listening to this record, bro, I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I almost got emotional, bro. Like the
Hey,
the way the vulnerability on this record from Push talking about how, the moment he saw his mom, like, and how she was like, yo, you're going to Turks for Thanksgiving and everything in
mm,
November, and how that moment he felt like she was telling him secretly, like, I'm going to
mm,
be gone soon, and how he now looks at November is a lot different, right? Like, so, and then Malice talking about his father, their father, and how instrumental he was in their lives, like from fishing trips to, talks about their spirituality or religions, things like that, bro. It was just a beautiful song from top to bottom.
man.
John Legend, bro, he's tailor made for songs like this, bro. Like, and so he
Yes.
just took it over the top. And I think this was to start the album like this. That just lets you know what type of headspace that both the brothers are in. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where they could have usually a song like this is placed on the back of the
Absolutely.
album as an outro or back half at the very least. But to put this at the forefront, it was almost like this is where the clips are right now. This is the kind of music and kind of message we want to spread. I heard Pusha T say in an interview recently, among the 100 interviews it seemed like they did for the rollout, like, yo, people just say it's coke rap. I don't need to defend myself anymore. We're so much more than that, and we've done so much more than that. And I think the intro to this was a prime example.
I could not agree more. The amount of vulnerability in both of their stories that they told, it was just something I hadn't heard in hip hop in a long time. And I think that
Mhm.
Especially Pusha T's verse, man. I agree, man. That's the same thing that I noticed with him being vulnerable enough to say like, you know, you was checking boxes, and I was checking my mentions. You know what I mean? To be able to say like, I was too wrapped up in social media and what was going on to notice the signs that you were sending me. It was. I had to, man. I was late to a meeting. I played this song in my car. I couldn't get out my car until it finished. I was like, I have to. I sat through it and just had to sit with it for a minute. Like, man, this is definitely an emotional song. It probably one of the. I haven't gotten emotional. I feel like about a hip hop song in a couple years, like a
Mhm.
newer song.
Yeah,
This was one of those moments, man. It was just a really deep story, man. And I think both of their verses really were just profound, man. I thought it was just a beautiful song. And I think that Malice, I saw in an interview that he had disclosed that he was the one who actually found both of his parents deceased,
mm,
and that they passed 4 months apart from each other, which is entirely a different level of of trauma that comes from that.
yeah.
So yeah, man, for them to lead out the album with this, I can't think of an album that is led with this type of record, at least not in modern time. So I think that it was different, man. It was a risk to start off an album with a song like this, and I think it worked.
It paid off. It definitely paid off. And to then go from that to like the rest of these songs, man. Listen, we already heard "So Be It." We heard Ace Trumpets. How do you feel like, especially with that intro kicking it off? How do you feel about the rest of the album, bro?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest, man. This album exceeded my expectations. I mean, I
Mm.
like 90% of the records on here. I love. I think that the
Mm.
production was amazing. I think that Pharrell did a good job on the production of having moments where the beat wasn't overbearing or overpowering what they were saying. I think he did a good job of dropping the beat out to really emphasize the vocals, or him or the engineer who they were
Mhm.
working with, to emphasize the vocals on these tracks, and I think it really shined through, man. I really like most of these records. Chains and Whips, of course,
Fire.
amazing. Kendrick Lamar's verse on there is insane. Um, yeah, amazing verse from Kendrick. Like,
Yeah.
POV, one of my favorite songs on here, man. I'm gonna say
That's my favorite
Pusha
song.
T's verse,
Yeah.
insane.
It's
Pusha T
crazy,
left
bro.
Earth. Both of them did on that song, but Pusha T's verse on there, he left Earth on POV. That one is one of my favorite joints on here. Of course, we already said, man, Ace Trumpets, fire. So Be It, fire.
Mm.
Um, All Things Considered, I thought was cool. That's not one of my favorite songs on there, but it's still a solid record. Um, Mike Tyson Blows to the Face, man, hard.
It's hard. It's hard.
All production insane. EBITDA also still hard. Like this whole
Mm.
little this all of this back to back is just another one of my favorite joints on here is FICO. Hard.
Yeah, with your boy Steve got cooks, man. Or Stove got cooks.
Stove God Cooks, man, went insane on here. All the rapping on here is amazing.
Mm.
Yeah, bro, it's just top to bottom, bro. Like Inglorious Bastards, hard.
Mm.
Um, So Far Ahead is probably one of my least favorite songs on here. Um,
Mm.
I don't know. I don't like the hook. So
Yeah.
so that kind of took me out of it. I know that, and there are a lot of songs that are basically like, I'm so far ahead of y'all. I'm getting, I got all this stuff. I just usually don't like them type of songs. It's just not my bag. I just don't. It rarely works. Jay-Z is one of the few who can get those off where it's cool.
Mm.
Yeah, I just didn't. That's probably my least favorite song here, So Far Ahead. Let God Sort Them Out, amazing. My only complaint of
Yeah.
that song is Nas needed a longer verse.
He needed longer, and I'll talk about it. I think it could have been a better verse, but that's neither here nor
Really?
there. Yeah, I wasn't feeling this verse at all.
What?
I
Okay.
wasn't, bro. I
What?
wasn't.
What? All right, and then By Grace of God, man, fire.
Yeah, that's
Fire.
fire. That's a
Fire.
great closeout
A
for sure.
great closeout of the
Yeah.
album, man. Yeah, man. What were your thoughts?
No, this album is really good. I would even go to say it's great.
Oh yeah.
Every song you name, bro, I rock with. And I love my favorite moment is Pusha T's verse on POV, bro. Get you $5,500 to host it out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, He's on
He
God
was
level
talking.
with
Yeah,
this.
he was talking to folk, man.
He was talking to like they spirit, they heart, like like these bars was crazy all throughout the project. And I actually love Tyler on that. I think
I did
Tyler, the
too.
creator, is a big, huge Clipse fan. So I think he like really lived up to the moment, the hype. You could tell he been wanting this for years, probably since he was a
Yeah,
kid. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I
Um,
liked his verse on there too, man. And when I saw that he was featured on here, I didn't fully know how I
mhm.
would like him and Clips together, but it worked. I liked
It
it.
worked. It worked. He fit right in. And like ironically, bro, I thought I would grow tired. Like usually when it comes to people's albums and they release some singles, especially like well in advance of an album. In this case, it was like what? H Traumas came out maybe a month ago. So
Mhm.
be it maybe some weeks ago, whatever the case. I thought I usually skip those. I usually grow tired of the singles just because I
Mm-mm.
played them so much. Nah, bro.
Like
Those are
those
still
two
among
songs are too amazing. Like they released two of some of the best songs on here early. So
yes. And they
yeah, I
fit
agree.
right in. They
Yeah, I didn't
fit
skip them. I
perfectly.
didn't skip them when I listened to the whole thing either.
You have to play it, like you know what I'm saying, because then you get to all things considered, which I like. I like pushing the Dreams other collabs a little bit better, but I think like this still was solid. Now I'll go on to say this, like my only complaints, because I love FICO, Glorious Bastards. I love the majority of Let God Sort Them Out. And By the Grace of God, it's just fire, especially timely given the stuff we're seeing when it comes to rappers, legalities and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Um, the only ones I was kind of worried about, or like I kind of brushed past or skipped, ironically, was when Pharrell was on the hook. I don't know what it is, man. Like I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of like EBITDA's beat, and I really didn't like Pharrell on the hook. I
I,
didn't like him on So Far Ahead either. I think that's why it took me out of those songs, to be
yeah,
honest.
I would agree with those. With those two specifically, I would agree. I think, but I loved his hook on the final track though.
Yeah, I did too. I
By
did
the grace
too.
of God, I loved how he sounded on there. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Him on so far ahead, I don't know. It just sounded corny to me. Did not like that hook at all. I would say though that yeah, I would agree. Those two are my least favorite songs on this whole thing. Inglorious Bastards is amazing.
Amazing though. Amazing.
Amazing, bro. And I think that overall, bro, like this project is it really just shows number one, you can hear the growth of the clips of both of them
Mhm.
as MCs. You can hear uh Pusha T's production on here. I mean, not Pusha T, Pharrell's production on
Browns.
here is amazing.
Mhm.
I really just think that I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm gonna sit with this a while before I make this claim. This might be my favorite Clips album. I'm gonna be
Oh, wow. Wow.
my
That's
favorite
high
Clips album.
praise,
Top to
bro.
bottom, as far as like how much of it I love. I think this might be my
Yeah.
favorite Clips album. And I'm gonna go back to Lord Willing to make sure I'm not
Yeah.
tripping. Cause Lord Willing is amazing. As of
Yeah.
now, that's my favorite. But I love this album though. And I think that it
Yeah.
has a really unique sound that we don't hear that's not it sounds it still sounds modern, but it sounds drastically different than everything else that's out right now. And I think
Yeah.
that's what I love about it. And just man, Malice is just on here talking.
Crazy.
His verse on By the Grace of God, his verse on Inglorious
Crazy.
Bastards, his verse on FICO, like hearing him, man, he is just in rare form. Like I'm gonna be honest, after hearing this album, I want to hear Malice solo project, bro.
Yeah. No, I need that. I need that for
I,
sure.
I feel like we need a Malice solo project, and he has also said that they asked him was if he did a solo project on the Joe Budden podcast. They asked him
Mhm.
would he go back to the name No Malice if he does another solo project. And he said no. So
That straight malice.
I'm
Yeah.
interested to hear what a solo project from him is going to sound like, in 2025 and 2026. But yeah, in the Clips, they got to double back with another album. They can't take another 5, 10, 15 years. Nah, y'all got to drop again.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
this is an amazing project.
Yeah, nah, this is amazing. What a way to cap it off too, like or jumpstart something anew. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know if I would compare it. I don't know. I love Lord Willing. I love Hell Have No Fury.
I
It'll
do
be
too.
tough, but like this is undoubtedly like my favorite mainstream album release this year. Probably
Oh
hands
yeah, that's
down
it's
so
not
far.
to me. It's not even close.
Yeah,
I don't even
like
think this
it's
is
there.
like a significantly better than all the other hip hop releases that have come out this year so far that I've heard.
Yeah.
Now there's some releases I haven't heard yet. So out of the
Hmm.
hip hop releases that I've listened to so far this year, and I think one it's a couple albums I feel like we might need to go back to that we didn't
Yeah.
review on this podcast. I think we didn't give G Herbo's project
Mm.
it's just due because I went back to it and I was like, oh no, it's some heat on there.
Yeah.
There's a couple of projects that we haven't reviewed yet. So, but out of the ones I've heard, this is light years ahead of
Yeah.
every hip hop release that has come out this year thus far.
For
So
sure.
yeah, they've set the bar. They've set the bar really high with this one.
Really high. Like, and I know you mentioned like Grammy noms. Since we halfway through the year, I think the Grammy nominations, like they cap off like late fall. So
Mhm.
like we only got a couple months. Right now, like I think The Birds Don't Sing. I think that's easily like Grammy nominated or
Oh,
potential winner off top.
I
Off
think
top.
I think it needs to be nominated for not only rap song of the year, it needs to be nominated for song of the year.
Yeah.
I don't even
Yeah.
think I don't even don't try to limit this one to just rap. Absolutely not. This is an amazing
Exactly.
song across the board. I've never heard I've never heard a song from this perspective before in hip hop. And
Mm,
I've listened to a lot of hip hop music, but for
yeah.
him to rap about for them to rap about their mother and father from those lenses with John Legend on the hood, it's just an amazing record. So this needs to be nominated for record of the year for sure.
For sure. And I actually think, you know what it reminds me of, kind of? Like totally different, totally different. But it reminds me of Killer Mike's what is it? Science and that one like the album one like album of the year or rap album of the year a
Oh,
couple years ago.
I don't know why it's slipping my mind right now.
Yeah. I forgot what it's called.
The his project is I don't want to we can't disrespect it because it's a fire album. Oh,
Yeah.
Michael,
Yep. And
yeah,
so like it reminds me of the record with him, Future, and somebody else I'm missing, but it's just grandiose, bro. It fits the moment. And this one, if you really listen to it and listen to the lyrics, bro, and that again, that vulnerability, to me, there's no doubt this could be not only rap song of the year, but record of the year, song of the year too. It has that potential. We just saw Kendrick win off of calling somebody, you know what I mean? You know.
facts.
So like, come on, bro. Like, you know.
Yeah, you
So
got this.
yeah.
This record has to be in that conversation. If it doesn't, yeah, either they didn't submit for it or they got robbed. That's just how that's looking. It needs to at least be nominated at bare minimum.
At bare minimum,
At
man.
bare
Yeah,
minimum, this Birds Don't Sing has to be nominated, bro. Well, just an amazing record that, like I said, that's unlike any record that I've heard. So that needs to be in the consideration. It's a heartfelt record that I think that's really going to impact a lot of people who've lost their parents. Like this is now a record that they have to go back to help them cope with what they went through. So this is one of those records that definitely needs to be nominated.
definitely.
And
Definitely.
this album is 100% rap album of the year. No questions
No
asked.
question from me. No question from me. Unless like hell freezes over, like in the next few months, bruh.
Unless
I don't.
unless we get cold dropping,
Yeah.
double back and drop some. Like I can't see this not winning. From what's been released thus far. Unless Hove drop, unless
Right.
like unless one of them come out and drop something crazy. Yeah,
I don't see it.
that's what it's looking like, man.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, and so man, look, they set the bar high, man. I'm looking forward to more releases, but this is the album I'll be playing for a while.
I'll be playing this for the next 6 months, bruh. Like
Absolutely.
for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
this is one of those albums that is absolutely gonna stand the test of time. It's well produced, bars, it's everything that
Mhm.
I want as a hip hop fan. Rap and Reason podcast with Dr. Jeremy C. McCool and Earl Hopkins.